Coming up on KTVH News at 5, we'll catch up with two healthcare workers who have now received both doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. Plus, this retired teacher is hoping to bring a touch of the classroom into the home.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 5.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the News at 5. I'm Andy Curtis, and thanks for joining us. Well, it's been over a month since the first COVID-19 vaccines arrived here in Montana, so we sent MTN's Matt Holzoffel to catch up with two healthcare workers who have now received both doses of the COVID-19 vaccine.
As parts of Montana get closer to entering Phase 1B of COVID-19 vaccine distribution, a lot of you have questions like, will there be any side effects and what's the process like? We spoke to two healthcare workers who have gotten both doses of the COVID-19 vaccine to find out.
Did you have any side effects at any point during this process?
No, not one.
Getting the COVID-19 vaccine was more than a shot in the arm for Great Falls Clinic employees Tim Street and Melissa Kingsland.
It changes everything.
I'm ready for this to be over and us to get back to our new normal and allow people in the community to get together again.
They want everyone to do their research and not be afraid to get vaccinated.
I think one of the misconceptions out there is that this is a brand new vaccine. And for anyone that's skeptical, all I say is, if you don't get the vaccine, how does that impact your community? If you do get the vaccine, how does that impact your community?
Melissa even said she wasn't 100% on board right away, but did her research and decided it was best for her and the people around her that she get vaccinated.
To be honest, I was on the fence before deciding to get the vaccine, but I was not nervous about the side effects.
Melissa also noted that if it's your turn to get the vaccine and you're considering waiting to save it for someone who might need it more, don't. The best thing you can do for the community is to get the vaccine. In Great Falls, Matt Holzoffel, MTN News.
Now, we're working with the Great Falls Clinic and the Cascade City County Health Department to provide you with full coverage of the vaccine rollout. Matt and the rest of the team will have more information on who can get the vaccine next and when and where they can get it. The CCHD plans to release more information about that in the coming days. And now with a look at our weather as we get closer to the weekend, Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
I aim to please, Andy. Yeah. People wanted decorations. They wanted the fancy sports coat back. We are in the customer service business, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday to you all. A little snow moving through parts of the state. Could be mixed with a few raindrops out into central Montana here. Just a little snow, but enough to make it slippery enough heading over McDonald Pass through Powell County, Interstate 90. A couple of crashes reported around the Missoula area, so keep that in mind if you are heading that way here this evening. For this weekend, yes, it is the weekend. We all need it. Saturday is your Sunday, so to speak. We'll talk about more shots of snow, similar to what we're seeing right now. Not huge snow amounts, but some light snow nonetheless. And when you may be saying hello to 20 below, Arctic air is on its way. More on the forecast coming up.
Thanks for that, Curtis. Showdown Ski Area is hoping to be open tomorrow after being closed for 2 days because of no power. The power was knocked out during Wednesday's historic windstorms. Showdown has been hoping to be able to reopen today, but late yesterday afternoon, power still had not been restored. While the closure may be short-lived, the general manager says it's tough on employees. She thanks Northwestern Energy for working as quickly as possible to get the power restored. Now, Showdown does have generators, but the general manager says those are only used for emergencies.
Any day that Showdown has to be closed is a tough day for us. During the week, we employ 50 employees. On the weekend, we employ up to 100 employees a day.
The nearby towns of Monarch and Nyhart have also been without power for the last 2 days. Well, new COVID guidelines from Governor Greg Gianforte are now in effect. They went into effect at 5:00 a.m. today. Gianforte ended the state limit on capacity and operating hours for businesses. The governor has also ended the statewide 25-person gathering limit. Local health department restrictions still apply, however. For example, in Lewis and Clark County, where the health department issued emergency rules in December, the rules for a 25-person gathering limit and a limit on capacity and operating hours for businesses are still in effect. The Cascade County Health Department issued similar local guidelines in October. The governor says gatherings should be managed in accordance with social distancing guidelines from the CDC. And around 500 additional COVID-19 cases were reported today, bringing the number of active cases to just over 4,900. And 23 more deaths were reported since last night, 19 in Cascade County, 2 in Lewis and Clark County, and 1 each in Stillwater and Yellowstone counties, bringing the statewide death total to 1,106. Active hospitalizations continue to hover around 190. MTN uses a combination of state and local data to provide you with the most up-to-date numbers regarding COVID-19 in our state, and because of that, our numbers may differ from the state's. Well, remote learning has created both opportunity and some challenges for students studying remotely. MTN's Alexia Guayo visits with one retired teacher who's hoping to bring a touch of the classroom into the home.
So then I saw on my computer a story about some men that were building desks. They call it desks for dads for desks. And I thought, why not grandpas for desks too?
Reed Miller doesn't typically spend his retirement days drilling and measuring wood. But he saw some challenges his own grandkids were having when doing schoolwork from home. I saw that times when they got a little tired of being at the counter, because normally kids don't have hours and hours of homework like they do now, and most houses aren't set up for long-term studying. With the help of an online trend of dads building desks and his connections to schools, Mr. Miller received orders. Since Thanksgiving, he has built over 15 desks for students in remote learning. Mr. Miller never gets to see the kids due to the pandemic, but has received many cards thanking him.
That impact for the ones that are getting it, I think is really great, because it's giving them a spot when they're at home and having to be responsible more so for their education than coming to school and going, oh, I'm at school, I have to do schoolwork, right?
Mr. Miller is getting ready to send off these 5 desks behind me here, and he said he will continue building as long as students need them. In Helena, I'm Alexi Guayo, MTN News.
Mr. Miller says he's built desks for students in over half the schools in the Helena area. Now, if you have a student that wants a desk, they can speak with their counselor, and donations are accepted. If you're looking for a job, you may want to consider giving the Great Falls Fire Department a call. The department has started advertising for hiring probationary firefighters this spring. The hire last spring got pushed back to the fall because of COVID, and then got pushed back again to this spring. Firefighters will go through a 3-month training academy, then spend 9 months as a probational firefighter before being fully sworn in. There are currently 9 open positions, and the fire department needs to fill them all.
Our overtime budget is through the roof, but we got to provide a service to the citizens of this community and make sure that we're a fully staffed, fully functioning all hazards department. To be able to do that, a lot of people that are assigned to different platoons are working every day.
To find out all the details on how to apply, head on over to our website, ktvh.com. And a local grocery store is partnering with food trucks to raise money for cancer. For the next 4 weeks, the Sam's Club in Great Falls is waiving parking fees for food trucks. In return, the trucks are asked to donate a portion of their proceeds to the American Cancer Society. Now, you can park there for as long as you want during the 28 days. So far, at least one food truck has been there and raised $25. And hailed as one of the country's largest freshwater springs, Giant Springs is just one of the many natural treasures found in Great Falls. This week, Jason Laird gives us a detailed look at Montana's most visited state park.
Discovered in 1805 by the Lewis and Clark expedition and described by William Clark as the largest fountain or spring I ever saw, Giant Springs is truly a one-of-a-kind water feature. The spring stems from the Madison Aquifer, which originates just southeast of Great Falls in the Little Belt Mountains. It's believed that the underground journey from the Little Belt Mountains to Giant Springs takes around 26 years. From there, the underground pressure pushes the spring water through cracks in the Madison limestone. Under its calm exterior, Giant Springs pumps out an impressive 156 million gallons of crystal clear water each and every day. The consistent 54-degree water then flows directly into the Missouri River on one side of the spring and also into the 200-foot-long Roe River, which was once listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's shortest river. And while on the Trail of Bison, Native American tribes also took full advantage of the area, using it as a winter camp. The Giant Springs recreational area provides a great space to relax and unwind right here in your own backyard. In Great Falls, I'm Jason Laird, MTN News.
If you'd like to take full advantage of Giant Springs, you can reserve one of the 2 shelters for day use, and you can find a link to the reservation details on our website, ktvh.com. And when we come back, Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz will have a complete check of your weekend forecast, and later, back to Washington, D.C. as security continues to build ahead of the inauguration.
Tracker weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Careful heading up over McDonald Pass and heading west of the Continental Divide, where we've had a little snow here through the course of the day. This camera shot actually in Geyser, east of the Highwood Mountains, and notice a couple little maybe raindrops there, certainly snowing into the high woods, 43 degrees. In Great Falls, southwest winds, nothing like what we dealt with just a couple of days ago, 16 miles per hour. And in Helena, looking behind Mount Helena, back towards the Continental Divide, that's where we've got a little steadier snow. There's been some snow into the hills around town, 33 degrees, the current temperature. You can see the effect of the wind, of downsloping wind around Cut Bank, Great Falls, Lewistown, even as far north as the Havre area. Livingston also into the 40s, but where we've got fairly calm conditions into the valleys of western Montana, you can see those chillier numbers. And there's the light wind, a little stronger wind out across where the temperatures are warmer. I'd rather have the cooler numbers and less wind than the warmer numbers and more wind. On the radar, a little snow flying around Helena. And at times in the valley, there's been just a few flakes of snow. But if anybody, again, traveling Highway 12 west or Highway 200 back towards Missoula, that's where Interstate 90 has been seeing a little snow up there again, and roads have been pretty slick. And in and around Great Falls, and then you can see around Geyser, maybe a little in the way of just a few raindrops. The Little Belt Mountains picking up some snow as well. Remember our big windstorm? Yeah, how can you forget? Well, there it is. That's a pretty big system here with rain and snow and even still some wind. Not a lot of snow, not a lot of precipitation, but enough for a few winter weather advisories and some snow up into New England expected. And we've got some wind issues and some fire danger in Southern California. That's that red flag warning that you see down there by Los Angeles. So for the rest of this evening, see how the little snow kind of moves out as we go over the course of the next few hours. Tomorrow, Saturday, is your Sunday. Remember, we've got mostly sunny skies here for most of the state on Saturday, unless anybody's heading up to the Flathead. That's where there will be a more in the way of cloud cover. Now, Sunday, even Saturday night, the clouds roll in. Sunday, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, and already early in the morning, some snow west of the Continental Divide. Some of that snow will spill into the Central Mountains through the afternoon. Showery weather here, a little mix of rain and snow into the lower elevations. Becoming mostly snow, though, Sunday night into Monday. So for the rest of tonight, mainly in the mountains of southwestern Montana, and then during the day, Sunday, mainly in the mountains here. Here's the forecast for tonight. Skies mainly on the clear side here after the clouds move out. Temperatures down into the 20s, not very cold. Some snow up there at Showdown. Hopefully they get to open up tomorrow. And a little snow falling for night skiing at Great Divide. Should be pretty nice there this evening. And here's the forecast for tomorrow. Tomorrow again, Saturday is your Sunday. Decent amount of sunshine. The wind out of the west maybe up to 15, 20 miles per hour. Even some snow, some sun into the Little Belts, and some sun down the Continental Divide. Here's the 7-day forecast for Helena. So we start out fairly mild, 42 Saturday, 46 on Sunday. A couple of drops or flakes late in the day on Sunday. Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. likely seeing a period of snow, might accumulate 1 to about 3 inches in Helena. Another round of snow Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then Friday a high of 13. Next weekend, a lot of Montana likely dealing with sub-zero temperatures in Fort Great Falls. A little shot of some snow Sunday night into Monday, then Tuesday into Wednesday, and then again Friday with crazy 8 for a high.
National Guard troops continue to pour into Washington from across the country tonight. 21,000 soldiers will be part of an unprecedented security force for the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. Montana will send approximately 150 members of the Montana Army National Guard to support the effort. Federal agents continue to monitor threats of violence from right-wing extremists and internet chatter, suggesting Washington may not be the only target. State capitals across the country are stepping up security after warnings about armed protesters gathering through the weekend.
All 50 state FBI JTTFs in the 4 territories are working 24 hours a day to pursue every lead, every credible threat.
As a sign of increasing security in the area around the Montana Capitol, the Postal Service announced today that it is temporarily removing 2 collection boxes within several blocks of the Montana State Capitol. One box is located on the 1700 block of 11th Avenue, the other on the 500 block of North Sanders. The post office box section at the post office on Last Chance Gulch will also be closed at noon on Saturday. The removal of the mail drop boxes comes after the FBI sent a memo to authorities across the country warning of possible armed protests at state capitals through Inauguration Day. And coming up next on the news at 5, how some Montanans are managing the pressure of the pandemic.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 5.
Welcome back, everyone. Reiki is a relaxation and stress reduction technique that started in Japan, and it's something that some Montanans are using to help manage the pressure of the pandemic. MTN's Phoenix O'Connor reports.
In 2004, actually, I went to massage therapy school and wondered what additional thing was to the physical practice of working on the body. And so that's when a couple of my friends that were in school, I found out from them what they were doing, and I thought, well, what is this weird thing?
That thing is called Reiki. It's an alternative medicine. Dana Kuhn says the hands-on healing can help Montanans
Heart and head
manage the pressure and stress that COVID-19 has brought to some lives through a massage therapy-like session.
Really important right now because we're all just kind of functioning day by day, a step in front of the other in this pandemic, because we have this crazy thing that's happening with not very many answers and a wonder of when things are going to get better.
She added that during this pandemic, she has noticed a common underlying concern in Montanans that have come in and seen her.
As it was unraveling, they kept getting a hold of me, asking me when I would be back in business. Since I was shut down for 6 weeks, I had a lot of them, just wonder when the doors would be open again.
As they walked through the doors, there was a common theme in all of her clients.
They realized that they were carrying a collective fear and pain that they didn't understand. So as soon as they got on the table, and then when they got off of the table, it was almost like a complete layer of pain had left their bodies, almost like armor, an energetic armor that was around them, and it was gone.
Reiki is not without controversy. Due to the difficulty in proving its effectiveness with science, some hospitals have included Reiki as part of their therapeutic approach, but it says that it should never be used as a substitute for regular medical treatment or medication. In Helena, Phoenix O'Connor, MTN News.
Well, coming up next, we'll wrap things up here, but first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on the Nightly News.
When we welcome our West Coast viewers, tonight I speak to HHS Secretary Alex Azar about the breakdowns in vaccinating Americans against COVID. Also, the gripping story of how an alert and perceptive waitress saved a child from allegedly abusive parents on NBC Nightly News.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching MTN News at 5.
Welcome back, everybody, and here's some hopeful news for us to end the work week on. One of the largest lottery jackpots in history is up for grabs tonight. The jackpot for the Mega Millions drawing is $750 million. That's the second largest jackpot in Mega Millions history. The largest was $1.5 billion back in 2018. But that's not the only huge jackpot this weekend. Saturday's Powerball drawing has a jackpot of about $640 million after nobody won on Wednesday night. Well, thanks for making us a part of your evening. NBC Nightly News is next. We'll see you at 6.